Hi guys, we are in Kampala today, the capital city of Uganda.
So we are right now actually at the first place that we wanted to see in town. It's called Namirembe Cathedral and it overlooks the city of Kampala. And we just got here on a little Boda Boda ride from where we are staying. And interestingly, we're actually staying with somebody from down south in India. So we'll introduce you to them later in this video. So Kampala actually is one of the biggest cities here in East Africa. It is the capital of Uganda, the seat of political power, and the president here has actually been ruling for over 37 years. So we are curious to learn more about the city, but we were told that this place is actually one of the best to actually come and see the city from. And the city is actually called the City of Seven Hills because everywhere it's so mountainous.
I didn't know this before we came. As soon as we entered the town, all the vehicles are just going up and down, up and down. And then later we learned that the city is spread over 7 different hills.
Yeah, so earlier all neighborhoods are actually named after the hills themselves. But in today's day and age, because of all the development that's been happening in the city is expanded so much, we learned that the hills names are no longer as relevant as the neighborhoods themselves. So this place where we are is actually on top of hill by itself, but it's now called Namirembe. So this area is characterized by this cathedral. So let's go in. The majority religion here in Uganda is actually Catholic Christian, and the very close second is actually Muslim. So the distribution is somewhere around 60-40.
And actually from the top of this church, if you look further down, you will see a big mosque where we might be going next.
The cathedral actually dates back to 1890. It was the first Anglican cathedral that was actually built here during the British colonial times, and this is the first one not only for Kampala but also for the whole of Uganda. So the whole Anglican church, the diocese, everybody is here, and this is where Catholicism in Uganda is actually governed from. So that's one of the oldest monuments here also. It's largely maintained in its original structure. As you can see, it's really cool inside. We just got to go in and pray for a little moment, and now we have just come out. So they have a beautiful garden out here. So there's actually a fee of $5 per person if you want to do the tour, but if you're there to pray, you can go in for free. So this is how the church is here, and the best part is the incredible view of the CBD and the whole surrounding. And right now we can see some really cool skyscrapers in front. So this behind me is the Gaddafi Mosque. It is one of the biggest mosques in all of Uganda, and in fact even in East Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. That means south of the Sahara Desert, everything below. This is the biggest mosque. About 25,000 devotees can come here to pray every single day. It's so big, and you can actually go inside here to get a tour of the whole place. There are guided tours here that you can actually see and use, and this location is called as Old Kampala Hill. The most interesting thing about this place is the name, which says Gaddafi Mosque. Gaddafi Mosque actually comes from the funder of this particular project, who was Gaddafi, the ruler of Libya. Libya is also a North African country, and as you know, today it's in a different state of turmoil, but for a long time it was one of the richest countries in Africa because of its huge oil wealth. And from there, a lot of funding came here to build this mosque, and today it's one of the biggest icons of this country. So we're now walking in the main city center. Everything looks so busy. So many tall buildings, so many vehicles. We just passed through the market, and the market
was crazy. It was so busy. Like people were walking so fast, and we had to be really conscious because there were too many people.
Yeah, we were warned again, very similar to Nairobi, to not expose a lot of ourselves here, like whether it's mobile phones or cameras or
but
wallets.
We had made friends with one of the
Policemen.
police cops there.
Yeah.
So we just spoke to them and asked if it was safe. They told yes.
So here there's actually an independence monument that we came to check out to learn about the history of Uganda. So many of you know that Ugandans actually speak English here. But the main reason why they do is because Uganda was actually an important part of the British Empire. It was part of the East African Empire, and it was only in 1962, the way India got independence in 1947, Uganda also got independence from the British Empire in 1962, and that is why you see this independence monument here. It's basically a mother holding up a child who is aiming for the skies. So I guess it means to say something like the Ugandan people have been liberated, have been set free to achieve every bit of their dreams. So the monument is in the very center of the city, and pretty much around this you'll see a lot of buildings, mostly government buildings, all of different sizes, and they're actually really nice. Like, this area is very clean, it's very neatly maintained, there's a lot of lush greenery and lawns. And what do you think, Shish? You like the place?
I really like the place. It's so shady, and all the locals have just come to take rest from the hot sun. Even we sat here for almost half an hour, and we're so energized right now.
It's actually quite nice. Like, when we were trying to cross the road, a bunch of cops saw us, and there were so many vehicles speeding down. It's like a decline. So they just stepped in, stopped the traffic for us, and said, "Come on over." It's actually not a lot like what the internet says about Uganda. People here are actually very nice, and it's super, like, we're super grateful to be here.
And warm,
Yeah. So we're right now standing in front of Bank of Baroda.
It's one of the first banks to come here in East Africa, and especially in Uganda.
Believe that?
And there are so many branches in Uganda.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Okay, Navneet's hair had grown so much, so he has finally come for a haircut here in Kampala. We have found a salon which is run by an Indian guy, and Navneet is going in for all special hair wash and haircut with a little bit of massage and everything.
First time I'm getting a hair wash like this. I've only seen it on TV.
Feels special.
Yeah. So what you have been doing? What?
Now we are back to our friend's home. It's almost 3 o'clock and we have walked about 10,000 steps.
So it was a good exercise for, you know, being out on our feet. And
But my highlight of the day is Navneet's haircut. He rarely gets this cut. Every time I ask him to get it, but he tells no. Today I was like, Navneet, get it. And then the barber just went for it.
so the barber Hemant and Shishira both got together and they decided to do this Thor thing. I don't know what this is. I don't. Thanks you guys for coming with us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.